Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. Well, it's all hands on deck today with the RBA rate decision. It is suggested by the forecast that the RBA may cut rates by 25 basis points from 1.5 to 1.25. However, without reading too much into the forecast, it is unlikely from my view that the RBA may not go and hold at 1.5%. But more importantly, I believe it's what the statement has to reveal to give any indication whether the RBA is looking to cut or sit out of any move. Well, the roller coaster ride still in play after President Trump tweeted on Sunday stating that tariffs of 200 billion of Chinese goods would increase to 25% this Friday, despite repeated claims by administration in the recent weeks that the trade talks with Beijing were going well. This doesn't seem to be the case. The tariff rate on those original goods was set at 10%. Along with that, Trump has also imposed further threat of raising another additional 25% tariffs on additional 325 billion of Chinese goods shortly. From a technical point, the resistance is holding minor at 0.5 and then above that firm at 55. I believe any advances should fail with the risk of eventually taking out this base that was contested yesterday briefly at 69.60. A break beneath there would give view towards 68 cents and reassess from there. The dollar index was flat, and along with that, so was the euro. Still holding to this relatively mild downtrend. The fact is that further risk does come in play to the downside. I believe the market is looking towards the region of 110.70.85 and reassess from there. Any rally towards 112.15 to 65, which was the recent rejection, could be repeated once again if recontested. Well, dollar yen, since crushing that level of 110.70, posted a long-legged doji with an inside engulfing day, now looks towards further risk to the downside. The measured move is seen at 109.45.55 with an ADX trending and also with both indicators marrying up with the RSI MACD support in the bearish case. I do expect to see that range towards 110.30 taken out and lower towards 109.45.55 before profit taking comes back into play. Resistance at this stage seen around 111.15 to 111.55. The pound a little bit weaker after it surged on Friday, and purely for the fact is on the markets all across the board due to the recent Trump's Twitter on US and China tariffs. I don't have a view on pound, so I'd rather sit out for the moment until I can assess a better view on what the technicals are telling me. Gold took a challenge to the upside, but only got to 85 and backed away from that resistance of 88. We need a decisive break of 1,288 to get the move further to the upside and expose the region of 1,300 to 1,324. Any pullbacks sees support from 77 and recently rejected from 68.70 could be now the base for the short term. The rejection of $60 a barrel continued and posted an outside range day yesterday. But it would seem there's a bit more into this than Donald Trump's tweet. Looking further into it is the fact that on Monday, the National Security Advisor John Bolton said that the US was deploying the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group and a bomber task force to the Middle East, intending to send a message that unrelenting forces will meet any attack on American forces or allies. There's a little bit more to that story, so if you would like to look into it, you can Google it. But nevertheless, the market is a little bit on the tension side. So the rejection from $60 could now see a move to $62.60 to $64. I feel any pullback should again find demand from that 60 base. Well, that wraps up for today. Thank you very much for joining me. And as always, look out for the intraday report. I hope you enjoy the great day that's ahead. And not to forget, also, is that at 2:30 today, before we wrap up, is that we do have the RBA rate decision, and so keep an eye on that. That's at 2:30.